So what I would like to do on this show is I would like to give you some gems that are extracted from deep principles of Kabbalah to help us understand the crisis that we're now in, and to give you principles that will allow you to understand what's happening right now, ways that you can think about it, and how you could engage with what's going on. Well, what is going on? We're at a critical point, and I've talked about this before. All of humanity is at a critical point because we've come to the end of the usefulness of the force of egoism to develop us. It's been an integral part of our evolution, and it's helped us expand and grow and come to a point where we've completely used up its usefulness. We are undergoing an enormous change, and we don't feel it directly most of the time. And even if we begin to feel it, we don't have the perspective to understand what we're really dealing with. We are unprepared for this. And that's the very meaning of a crisis, a huge change with no preparation, the inability to perceive it. So what I want to share with you are clips that outline new laws of global life. And the purpose of these is so that we can see what the underlying problem is, what's at work for us. They're kind of like guide rails to help us through a huge transition. And this is a very confusing one because it's not a linear one. It's dimensionally different than anything else that we've been through. If we don't use the ego to develop, how in the world are we supposed to develop? What are we supposed to develop into? And I remember a friend of mine once told me, I was in a maze with a friend, and I was getting lost, and he found me again, lost in this maze. And he said, this was when I was, I don't know, I think it was around 22 or something. He said, look, the way to get out of the maze, no matter where you are or how lost you are, is to just put your hand on the right wall and never take it off. No matter what turn you take, leave your hand on the right wall and you'll eventually come out. By the way, he was right. That's what these clips are. They're meant to help us get out of the maze by just remembering and thinking about principles. So let's take a look at the first one, and then we'll talk about it.
In the human system, our desires, thoughts, and actions inescapably influence each other. This law connects every individual at every level at all times. Any interaction is an expression of this law. When an individual is focused on self-interest, it forces others to do the same, creating conflicts within the system. These conflicts are amplified at the global level. Interconnection is a constant, but man's attitude can change. Changing the attitude from self-concern to global concern affects the whole system positively. And ensures its survival. This is the law of interdependency.
But at the end of the day, we all have bigger problems, right?